to make a compelling argument.
I think some things that make up a strong writer is someone who's really critically thinking about the world all the time.
The most important ones, though, are a willingness to learn some of the traditions and interest in kind of like learning what's been written. It's really hard to become a good writer without first being an interested and involved reader.
I think a strong writer is someone who knows where their weaknesses are, who knows and acknowledges that they are biased and that they view the world through a very specific lens.
Able to put something into words that makes you feel something.
But I also think it's really important, especially for the types of writing that I'm most interested in, and most interested in teaching, to also be a risk taker.
Like well supported with the evidence, it's articulate, it's well stated, and they've done the thinking. I think that's what makes for effective writing.
There's a number of things that I love about the University of Utah's writing department, but one of my favorite things is how diverse and eclectic the interests are. Just there's a slew of like different like interests and ways of approaching rhetoric that really make it exciting to work here. And I'm constantly having conversations with my colleagues in which I'm learning new things. And I love that too. One word to describe the writing department. Progressive, pushing the boundaries of what constitutes writing and how writing is actually working. And we're really interested, a lot of the faculty, in fact, all of the faculty, I can't think of anybody who's not interested in hearing about what it is that students want and need. And we really are not just interested in hearing about those things, but then sort of like figuring out how it is that we can be responsive to it. So I think the thing that I would first tell students is welcome, please take advantage of all the classes that you have here, but if there's something that's not yet being offered, don't fret, but tell us about it so we can build it together.
My favorite thing about the writing and rhetoric department is really just how invested all the professors are, all the faculty, the advisor, everyone just seems really invested in their student success. They're very engaged in the community. They know all their students. I think a lot of departments are a little bit like that, but the writing department has been like that more than any department I've seen. I'm really surprised by how committed they are to supporting their students. Just, like they're really great advocates for their students. It's also really exciting to be a part of the department as it's growing and changing. They're figuring out what they want to do. They're established now, and so it's kind of like long-term goals. And I'm just an undergrad, but it seems like my voice matters. I think they care what the students think about where the department's going as much as the faculty, and that's incredible to be a part of that. They have done an amazing job really making sure that undergrads have access to like research opportunity, internships, things like that. So they've done a ton of scaffolding in terms of preparing us for these opportunities and then making the opportunities possible. If there was one thing I could tell other students or just people in general about the writing department, it's that I feel like they're preparing us to work in any field. There was a lot of logic and thought and intention that went into the ways that they put the program together. It seems like they really want us to be able to apply it really broadly across any chosen profession. And I feel like they've been pretty successful at that. Like I feel like you can really see how widely applicable the degree is. I mean, like I'm a transfer student from the community college. I could talk about that. They have the Writing Studies Scholars Program, which is just for students who transfer from the Salt Lake Community College. And it's an amazing program that builds a cohort, so you know people here. You take a specific class, it's Writing 3030, that really does this scaffolding work to prepare you for what academic writing will be like at the university as opposed to community college. They put you in touch with a ton of different resources, scholarships. It's great for networking. I wasn't expecting to have such an amazing. There's so many amazing opportunities coming. Like there's a certain stigma around coming from the community college, and the way the department is built, like it absolutely addresses all of that. In fact, I would say that they view coming from the community college as a strength more than anything else because they bring something a little bit different from the traditional students, and it's really amazing that they recognize that and even incorporate it into the program.
As a double major, I picked writing to add on to my, as a second major, so my first major is chemistry with a biology emphasis, and then writing was my second major, and I decided to add this on because I felt like I needed something to supplement my science education, and writing gave me like a more holistic overall experience. I felt like I was gaining skills both in analytical reasoning and kind of more humanities. So I feel like there's always a big range of topics to choose from to study, and I always feel confident that when I take a class I will enjoy and learn something from it. I think that my involvement in the writing department has shaped who I am, just in terms of the experiences I've had within the department, the people that I've met, and the different classes I've taken have really helped me kind of gain a new perspective on life. It's helped me think of things in more than one way, and also kind of challenge myself to get outside of my comfort zone and really look inwardly and also analyze the world around me and see if things are going how I want them to and how I can address that through writing and rhetoric. Some things that I think that are important for people to know about the Writing and Rhetoric Studies major is that it can be helpful for you in any walk of life or in any career path that you're planning on. So writing, like this major, you can really kind of cater it to whatever your interests are and whatever your goals are. If you wanted to do more of like professional technical writing, creative, anything along those lines, you can really kind of personalize it to yourself. But then there's also this rhetoric studies component to the major that I think is a really big component of it, where you're not just focusing on like how to write and practicing your writing skills, you're also kind of focusing on analyzing the world around you.
Being a part of the Writing and Rhetoric Studies major has impacted in a lot of ways my life, but more importantly the way that I view life and the lenses through which I perceive things. I think that it's opened me up to a lot of new perspectives. I see myself as a writer in the Writing Rhetorics department here at the U, as someone who's learning and growing, as someone who is developing skills that will help me to better select the words and produce the pieces that I want to send out into the world in the future. I see myself as someone who is getting better at art of writing and is learning to better understand this unanimous way in which humans interact with each other and with the social constructs that we've created for ourselves. If I could tell anybody that was considering writing and rhetoric as their major just one thing, it would be that over the course of the semesters you spend in this major, you will be challenged in ways that I don't think you knew were possible, and your philosophies, your ideologies, and your beliefs will be questioned, and you'll be given the opportunity to process all of that through writing.
Some of my favorite classes I've taken in the department include, I think,
my favorite classes that I've been able to take within the major have been
I'm really lucky. I get to teach a lot of fun classes.
So my favorite classes as a writing major have been writing as a social practice with Professor Hawkins. And
John Stone's digital storytelling class. We had some really unusual assignments in that class.
But some of my favorite classes to teach here are I love my body rhetorics class.
And I loved discourse in health and medicine because that's the field I'm looking to go into, and that kind of helped merge my two interests. And then I also really loved writing popular nonfiction.
That kind of pushed the envelope in terms of like what was expected from us, but also just using lots of different mediums to explore what writing is in a lot of different kind of modes.
Talking about bodies and taking students in that class, I take them to anatomy labs and I take them to a fighting gym, and we talk a great deal about race and about gender, and we watch movies in the class. That's one of my favorite classes to teach.